Hello everyone, it's Euralicious with another video addressing the commentary community. For you see, I thought it was bad to begin with. What I thought was bad to begin with was steadily getting worse and worse to the point where I can't even stand the sight of it anymore. And I honestly don't care if people start commentating on this video like they did with the last one, but everything I'm saying here bears complete fact from what I've seen, what's been presented, and overall the impressions that I've gotten. As I see, the commentary community is filled with the biggest hypocrites you could run into. I'm going to start off with how they try to teach others how to deal with trolls. Now, we all know what a troll is. A person who gets bored, decides to make an account on a website, goes after a random person, and harasses them until they get people to start disliking them. That's what a troll does. The person doesn't necessarily have to be popular or well known. It can be some unknown person no one has ever heard of, and trolls will pester them to the point of getting what they want, a reaction. Now, what the commentary community always tells us to do is to, how to get rid of these kind of people, is to ignore them. Well, I just don't think that they have any position to tell anyone how to ignore trolls, considering the majority of the troll videos have comments or videos made on them by someone from the commentary community telling them to either get a life, you're stupid, you should die in a fire, and you should get in a car with a drunk driver, go kill yourself, and all that colorful, cheery language. I don't know about you, but that definitely sounds like a person giving a troll attention and thus not ignoring them. However, what I find most ironic about this is that the people who do this are saying this to a person who is indeed not a troll. I think the best topsy-turvy reaction would have to be with Coppercap. The first video he made, the first video that he came out with, people were accusing him as a troll. However, I can tell you for a fact that he was 100% legit and was not faking it, and every other video beyond that point was indeed a trolling video. How could I tell? Simple. Look at the first video he made and compare it to all the other videos he made. If you have a good ear, you'll notice that in his first video, he was not over the top screaming at all. All of his other videos showed over the top screaming and shouting over ridiculous topics, which gave me the impression his first video was not fake. However, when he made the first video, people started thinking that he was joking or trolling. However, every other video to come out afterwards, which were legit trolling videos, were treated as him being serious. Do you see the problem here? People in the commentary community see a person who is legit and serious to be a troll, yet when a person is trolling, they think they are legitly serious. Then there's some that have no clue what trolling is. For example, one Hidden Chambers. I've talked to you a bit on one of my videos. I got curious and took a look at some of your videos, and I'm sorry to say this, they did not impress. I saw your Dear the Professor video, and some of the things you said showed that you legitimately do not know what a troll is. You defend a person by the name of Fluke Dog for getting trolled by people because, in your words, he can't defend himself. You're missing the point. It is impossible to defend yourself from trolls once you've given a reaction to it. See, he is not the only person who could be classified as a person who can't defend themselves from trolls, considering once the reaction is given, all defense you place up for yourself is shattered. Plus, I see this only done with Fluke Dog. This is the only person you seem to defend, and the only people you seem to look at when they're being made fun of. I mean, I don't see anyone else getting this kind of beef where you're trying to defend them. People made videos on Chris Chan. People still do. You're nowhere to be found. People make fun of Funny Time. You're nowhere to be found. People still mock Alexander 4488. You are nowhere to be found. However, when people start mocking Fluke Dog, you were right there. Tell me, where were you those other times where you truly believed your words? And it's hypocrisy like that which makes me wonder why anyone should listen to the commentary community in the first place. If someone can't stay consistent to what they believe in, then why should people buy their inconsistency and follow them blindly? Remember, no one likes a hypocrite. And I brought up favoritism in a couple of my videos, but let me explain that a bit deeper in this video. Commentators are guilty of being favoritists. You see, whenever someone who is disliked by popular opinion, nobody from the commentary community will step in and lend a hand for that person. They join the circle and continue to kick the person in the dirt without knowing anything whatsoever. However, when it's someone who they like or look up to who's taking the heat, they will defend them without hesitation. I'm going to bring up a couple of examples. Joshua 8428 and Cyberwolf. People mock Joshua for not only being a recolor, but for making terrible commentaries as well. And they generally like Cyberwolf or Stephen the Master. That's another example I can bring up here. The problems they have with Joshua is that they say that he makes terrible jokes, he uses outside references and unoriginal media clips. However, when you look at a person who is generally like Cyberwolf or Stephen the Master, they do the exact same thing as Joshua is. Aside from the terrible recolor, they both use outside references and media clips to tell a joke, and just like Joshua, when not doing a reference, their best form of comedy is rage humor, which Joshua also gets criticized for, and for some reason guys like Cyberwolf get away with it. You see, this is favoritism, people, and the commentary community is full of it. Like how I said, Hidden Chambers cannot stay consistent to what she preaches. Why should anyone listen to people who can't stay consistent to who they dislike? Well, people like Joshua can be immature at times in terms of responses to the people. That still doesn't make Cyberwolf any more mature when he yells at a person for making a video on the internet. There's also Shanana Forever and Junior Fan. People say that Shanana drags her points, yet people look up to Junior Fan, who does the exact same thing. Again, there's no consistency, and I can't listen to people who can't stay consistent. Why should I? If you can't make up your minds, then why should anyone look at you differently than what other people are labeled for doing what you do? And I know people are going to say there's a difference between them. What is it exactly? Because I'm telling you right now, I see no difference between what Joshua does and Cyberwolf does in their commentaries. They both resort to screen humor, they both make outside references, and they both use media clips. In fact, I think Cyberwolf does it more than Joshua, so what the heck, people? And the obvious response that I'm going to get is, well, Joshua is stupid. How is that a legit excuse? They both still do the same kind of thing. They still do media clips, they still do outside references. What does intelligence have to do with this? Intelligence has nothing to do with this. And then we get to the big topic: how every person in the commentary community is an egotist. I recently talked to Rawgasm on Skype, and he tried to explain to me the idea that not all commentators are egotists. I strongly disagree with you, sir, and here's why. The fact that you're making a type of video stating that this person made a terrible video can easily be implied that you can make a better one. Every commentator is guilty of this, because if you make any kind of commentary video, you're placing your ego onto someone, attempting to crush them like a bug and give the impression that you're superior to them. That is the definition of an egotist, and all of you do this. This is not a false generalization. You are all guilty of doing this. If you so much as make a video stating someone made a video in which you state is absolute crap and just bash and tarnish the person's video, then you are an egotist. You are showing the world your ego, and if you try to deny it, you're a liar. And I know people are going to say that not all commentators are like this. There are constructive commentators. They're also egotists too. The constructive, and even people who make commentaries just to say they like something, they're all egotists, because all you want people to do is to listen to you talk about a video you found on the internet. You want people to listen to you because you think what you found and what you thought is so important it warrants a video response. That, again, is a definition of an egotist. A perfect example of people who like to hear themselves talk are people who use the cutaway commentary style, where they cut away every time they want to make a point. There are people who take 2-minute videos and lengthen them to 3 or 30-minute videos. 30-minute videos. Most of the times, it's just them talking their mouth off to people who most likely don't care or could sum up their thoughts about the video that is being commentated on in less than a paragraph. That is also being an egotist. All commentators who do that are egotists, and you're a fool if you try to hide it, because it's right there in front of a person's eyes to view it. Audio duck commentators also have this issue. They tend to try to talk over the person to the point where you can't hear what the other person is saying, and you can only hear the commentator making them the center of attention. If that's not the sign of a large ego, I don't know what is. You guys ask me why I dislike the commentary community so much. It's not just because of people who bash on others for a sick joke. It's not because of others who try to interfere with real lives just to laugh at their misery, when honestly, if it was done to them, they would not be laughing. Then, I don't, and it's this. The fact that this community is so inconsistent that it just makes me wonder why anyone should look up to these people. And I know people are, of course, going to commentate on this because, as we've learned before, if you make any kind of video to the commentary community, they cannot handle what you say, which is ironic considering they tell people that they shouldn't take the internet seriously, and if they do, they can't handle things on the internet, yet they can't handle their community being criticized or not being agreed with on the internet. They can't handle that. That's, again, pretty ironic. But you see, I know you are going to say that I can't make a video on the commentary community because my first video on it failed. Well, get this. That is displaying an ego right there and stating that I cannot make a video on your petty little community because you don't approve of my other one. Besides, who are you to tell me what I can or can't upload? I have the right. I have the choice. I have the right to dislike your community just as much as you have the right to not agree with me. That's all I have to say. This is Uvilicious. Thank you for your time.